Xbox is one of several well-known brands under the parent company Microsoft. Microsoft Corporation is an American multinational technology company focused in computer, software, hardware, and electronics. Other notable brands under the Microsoft umbrella include the Microsoft Office Suite, Windows, Bing, Skype, and Surface. Microsoft was founded in 1975 by Bill Gates and Paul Allen. However, it was not until 1998 that the idea of developing a gaming console became a reality. Originally named the Direct Xbox, the console was intended to be the first game system built like a PC. With more than twice the processing power of industry-leading PlayStation 2, Microsoft went to market with their first gaming console with the abbreviated name Xbox in late 2001. While the Xbox sold well in North America, the overall launch proved troubling for Microsoft. Releases in Japan and Europe were lackluster, and the systems failed to catch fire as they did in North America. The Xbox Live service launched in November 2002, allowing players to play games online, pitting players against competitors from all around the world in a communal environment. Along with being able to connect with friends and strangers, Xbox Live made it possible to download new content. The service had over 150,000 subscribers in its first week. In November 2004, the game Halo 2 was released, which was the best-selling Xbox video game and was by far the most popular online game for years. 2.5 million units sold in the first 24 hours the game was available. The $125 million in sales made it the most successful launch of any entertainment product, whether game, movie, or music album, in consumer history up to that point. Microsoft's second-generation console, the Xbox 360, was released in 2005. Although there were some technical issues with the initial release, including the red ring of death, the system sold very well. In 2010, the Kinect was released. The device changed the way owners interacted with both their console and the media connected with it. It enabled users to control and interact with their console without the need for a game controller. The Xbox One was released on November 22, 2013 in North America, as the successor of Xbox 360. Despite renewed enthusiasm in the Xbox brand, the Xbox One found itself in a nearly constant struggle to match the sales of PlayStation 4. June 13, 2016, Microsoft announced the Xbox One S, a slimmer version of the Xbox One. Then in 2017, the Xbox One X was released with 4K resolution capabilities. Microsoft is led by current CEO Satya Nadella, and Phil Spencer heads the gaming division.
The gaming industry is highly saturated. Gamers can choose to spend their dollars on a number of alternatives such as consoles, personal computers, virtual reality gaming, or mobile gaming. In this presentation, we're going to focus on the console gaming industry rather than on the wide variety of gaming related entertainment. Xbox's primary competitor is PlayStation, as they have the most comparable hardware, and most of the top hit games are released for both consoles. The Nintendo Switch is also a relevant competitor, but they focus on a more highly segmented marketplace that focuses on family gaming.
Over the last 3 years, Xbox has been losing share in the console market. The losses have come primarily to Nintendo's Switch console, which is targeted to a broader family market.
Xbox and PlayStation attempt to appeal to a younger demographic, specifically the millennial generation and all generations thereafter. The millennial generation has in many ways been able to watch the industry evolve from the arcade format of the 1980s to the current online and on-demand gaming environment. College-age individuals and younger are a key demographic for both Xbox and PlayStation. These individuals lack some of the schedule conflicts that a working adult would have. Playing video games is an investment of time, and many working adults, while they may enjoy playing games, may look to other forms of entertainment that require a lesser time investment. Industry revenue is largely driven by software sales. Consumers' investment in hardware is limited to a single purchase, whereas with software, many gamers will purchase several games throughout the year and also will purchase the annual installment for a series of games. The industry is less susceptible to an economic downturn because the hardware is relatively inexpensive and can be purchased by mostly anyone. And if the unemployment rate were to rise, the industry may experience higher utilization as previously employed adults would be able to reappropriate their time that had been spent working. The industry is highly sensitive to social and technological influences. Alternatives such as mobile gaming and streaming represent a high risk to the console industry. This risk is the result of the mass adoption of cell phone technology and the on-demand/easy access culture that exists in the United States. Competitors such as Google and Amazon are releasing streaming consoles that are intended to make video game software accessible without the need of physical discs or downloaded copies. Consoles will still need to exist, but it may be easier for competitors to enter the market as future consoles may not need to be as cutting edge as what Xbox and PlayStation currently carry and plan to release for the next generation. Another risk is virtual reality technology, which seems to be the end result for where gaming is heading. PlayStation has already released a VR headset, as have other manufacturers. The vision of VR is to fully integrate the player into the game so that they can experience the game as if it were reality. If VR technology can improve to a point where it is accessible to all and more widely adopted by software developers, then console technology may be in jeopardy. While makers of consoles are regulated by the SEC, the console industry itself is not as highly regulated as the software industry. Regulation within the industry is targeted more at the censorship of content rather than actually being targeted at the console manufacturers.
The product mix for Xbox 2 is really built around meeting the needs of today's gamer, as well as that they're expecting and then expanding into to what they may not think is necessary. So we're offering digital play as well as backwards compatibility and a web-based library, along with a multimedia focus. All of these things are going to help them tune down what they have in their living room so that we're not taking up massive amounts of space, as well as giving them quick access to the games that we're offering. To support that, we're offering external memory up to 2 terabytes so that they can save all of those games that they're accessing via the web and then download them to play elsewhere, which eliminates the need for constant Wi-Fi. To help availability in the event of a warranty issue, that will be filled by reman. So essentially rebuilt consoles from our shelves, as well as the units that we warranty out. And then finally, we'll have multiple interface options. So we'll be able to adapt to the game with controllers or a keyboard and mouse or even a joystick to meet all of the expectations of the customer. And this also includes VR support.
Domestic and abroad, Microsoft Xbox can be viewed as being in a very competitive market, abroad especially, since overseas PC, Sony's PlayStation, and Nintendo Switch and new VR technology like the Oculus and Minecraft are fighting to capture the new market. In the Asian market, it creates a problem because PC, Nintendo, and Sony have a large space where they dominate the gaming market, especially since PlayStation and Nintendo are Japanese-based and operated companies apart from being a worldwide brand. In the US, this gives them the advantage as Xbox has a large portion of that marketplace space. In comparison to its competitors, much of the gaming titles for Nintendo and PlayStation cater to Asian culture and related languages, like Mario, Pokemon, Smash Bros, Persona, Final Fantasy, Tekken, Naruto, and Bloodborne, to name a few on these two consoles. These titles are Japanese developed and are exclusive to one or the other consoles. In this respect, it's often argued that PlayStation dominates the industry when it comes to console gaming, and they have a catalog of exclusive games to back it up. In 2018, Sony was reported to have captured more than 70% of the console gaming market, with Microsoft having the remaining percentage. All Xbox has to do is highlight their strengths and show that over what Sony is lacking. This should increase their market share and promote brand awareness if Xbox just emphasizes their strength in intellectual properties and software. In the past, Microsoft has made their consoles affordable across all consumer segments. So for the Xbox 2, they can achieve these steady sales after a year or two of being priced at presumably around $400, $500, which is feasible for the gamers out there who are willing to pay this amount. The higher income gamers will be targeted first, and then the lower income after a year or two. To support growth, Microsoft needs to highlight their superior technology and support. In doing this, they should also highlight Xbox Live, which launched in 2001 and has gained massive widespread approval and support among their community of gamers. This allows them to quickly connect and chat with friends and fellow gamers, and has allowed Xbox software and games to continually be developed and distributed across its marketplace. In addition, Microsoft has made great efforts to accommodate impaired or handicapped citizens with specially accommodated controller configurations and controller hardware. Microsoft offers hardware for handicapped people, such as special foot pedals and joysticks for those who can't ordinarily use a commonplace controller.
With Xbox 2, we'll be following a skimming price structure, starting out at $650 with a drop-in price to $550 to follow what we believe will be the introductory stage of our competitors. Along with that, we'll offer $600 special edition bundles, and then a $999 holiday all-in bundle that offers the console, 2 controllers, 2 years live access, as well as VR capability ready. The accompanying hardware will still have 40% gross margin, such as controllers, headsets, or our branded external memory, and then we'll run on 50 to 20% console gross margin. Most of our profit comes from development licenses, and then for Xbox Live, we're going to maintain today's structure of $59 a year. As you can see, Xbox 2 will be sold direct through Microsoft via online as well as our company-owned stores, through Amazon, big box stores, and then specialized retailers. We see this starting out with a heavy web-based purchase in the direct category, along with some pre-orders from our other options. As we come up, we see this blip in the Microsoft is attributed to one of the special edition things that or one of the special edition options that we discussed earlier. We do anticipate some movement there. Overall, we'll come out to a much more even buying with probably the direct purchases on the lower end, but Amazon, big box, and specialized retailers all right there in that 25 to 35% range.
Brand characteristics. Xbox's brand image is being America's domestic gaming system. With parent company Microsoft headquartered in Washington, Xbox can proudly proclaim the Made in the USA mantra. For brand character, Xbox is a leader in developing first-person shooter and role-playing games as part of its gaming style. Xbox is also a continual leader in graphics, quality, and connectivity, creating a reliable and satisfying gaming experience. Strengths include longevity. Xbox first debuted in 2001 and has been actively operating since. Online gaming service. Xbox Live debuted in 2002 and has thrived as a top-quality online gaming service, even though it operates on paid subscriptions only. Popular brands. Xbox has thrived off of successful game franchises including the Call of Duty series, the Halo series, Gears of War series, the Elder Scrolls series, Assassin's Creed series, Minecraft, and many more. In range of equipment, Xbox offers different equipment outside of the normal controller, including the Xbox Kinect and Xbox Adaptive Controller for special needs.
And then finally, our target market. Our primary and direct customers, those purchasing to interact with themselves, are males 18 to 40. That's 50% of our market as a whole. Females 18 and over are 33%. We're viewing this group as a decision maker and buyer. So they're the one to qualify their own needs and then have the capability to enact on and purchase those themselves. The secondary or more indirect customers are those buying as a gift giver, right? So we discussed earlier our all-in option. These were who we're targeting with something like that. And this is 70% of customers, or 70% of parents view video games positively, 67% consume along with their child, and 94% of parents are aware of what their children play. So this is really something we need to appeal to leverage those purchasing for children. And this also allows us to get in early and then have that child tied to the Xbox brand throughout their life as they grow older and we expand our offerings. The promotion strategy around Xbox 2 is truly built around securing today's users via Xbox Live. That's where we'll start. Then from there we'll move on to YouTube, Snapchat, and Twitch, where people are watching other people interact with video games to try to leverage that PlayStation 4 and the PC market to conquest and convert them over to the Xbox 2. We'll partner with retail outlets to do our print and television ads, allowing us lower upfront costs while they fund some of that and we contribute for product placement. And then finally we'll do search engine optimization via web retailers. This will help us secure pre-orders, and it will be built mainly around the special edition consoles. So If a retailer themselves, say GameStop, wants to do their own special edition, this is an opportunity for us to help them utilize search engine optimization to truly build that and leverage and grow for both.
To develop the budget shown below, we went back and looked at the first year unit sales of Microsoft's current generation console, the Xbox One. In the first year of the Xbox One's life cycle, Microsoft was able to sell 7.25 million units. Much of the functionality of the Xbox console requires the usage of Microsoft's Xbox Live service. The Xbox Live service allows gamers to access online content such as online multiplayer. The number of monthly active users of Xbox Live has been on an increasing trend since 2016. Xbox One sales peaked in the second year following release because it took a while for current generation console users to actually switch over to the new generation because there was more content available for the current generation. Based on this, we've set our demand expectation at 10 million because there is a greater population of Xbox Live users, but we're not sure that the message from those early adopters is going to be communicated as quickly as possible. What we arrived at was a total marketing budget of 640 million, which we will allocate to 10% Xbox Live, 40% social media, 30% print and TV, and 20% to search engine optimization.